Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to work on the 2018 GLC43 Mercedes. Uh, Actually bought it in 2017, so it's about 4 years old now. And the feature where the engine shuts off when you pull up to a red light and starts as soon as you let off the brake doesn't work anymore. And I think it's the auxiliary battery, which Mercedes also calls a voltage converter. I'm not getting any error messages like auxiliary battery malfunction on the dash that a lot of people get, but the feature slowly stopped working. The last time it worked, I had to drive over an hour before I pulled up to a red light and it stopped and started the engine again. But it's just not working at all now. Even if I drive like 3 hours, the feature doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to take a chance that it's the auxiliary battery, which is located under the passenger floorboard. And this is the unit I got to replace it. I bought it off of Amazon for 40 bucks. Basically, it's a circuit board with some capacitors that store some energy, and apparently this is what it's used to start the car. Personally, I don't really care about the feature. I usually turn it off. I'm not sure that the wear and tear on the starter is worth the gas savings, but I still want my car functioning properly, and I do have the option to turn it on and off. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first step is to get this piece of plastic off, and it just pops up. There's a clip right about here, a clip right about here. You just pop it up, and it's this whole piece here too that's part of it, and it just pops right out, and this comes out. Once the back is off, it comes out and slides back because there's a little hook right about here that comes out. It comes out fairly easy. Okay, the next step is we have to fold this carpet down, and it's underneath this lip here, so I'm going to take this panel off. There's a little torque screw here, and it's the only one I see, so we'll take that off and pull this panel down. All right, I removed this one torque screw, and the panel just had a clip here on the right side and a clip on the left side, and it just a little bit of force and just pushed it down and it came out. And there's a wire right here. It's holding it. It's just a little light, so I will disconnect that wire so I can pull this panel out. And again, I'm gonna need 2 hands to do that, but I'm just gonna pull that panel out so I can, oh, we have another wire over here. I'm not sure what it does, but I will unhook this wire as well, and then pull this panel. Oh, it's just a, well, some kind of sensor. It just pulls right out, no problem. And we'll get this guy out of here and see if we can fold that carpet back. All right, with this panel loose, I was able to maneuver this carpet back out. So I'm not even going to remove this. But what the next step is, we put the light in there so we can all see, is on the where your foot rests, there's another plastic plate, and there's, looks like a 10 millimeter right there, and there's one right there. And if I remove those two 10 millimeters, it looks like I'll be able to remove this plastic piece, and the auxiliary battery voltage converter should be right back in there. Okay, in removing this panel, there was 3 of those 10 millimeter nuts. There was one on the bottom left, right there. I've already got the nut off. You can see the stud popping up through. All right, with those 3 nuts removed, I was able to tilt the panel forward on the top and lift it up and out very easily. So sure enough, there's the voltage converter, and it's got one 10mm nut on the top and a wire connector on the bottom. So we'll just undo the wire connector. Looks like this, pushes down. All right, I can't do it one-handed, but I will just get that wire connector off. Take this nut out and then remove this the voltage converter. Okay, here are the two side by side. I mean, they look identical. This is the OEM original that came with the car. And this is the $40 Amazon replacement. You know, physically it looks the same. Give it a try. And then I think in a future video, I am going to take this guy apart and replace the capacitors in it and see if I can get this old one repaired. Probably just for a few bucks if it works. So be on the lookout for that video as well. So for now, I'm just going to reverse the entire process and put this in. All right, so I just simply slid this down in the little clip here. Put the nut on up at the top, and then I'll plug the wire in. And now I'll put the back panel back on with the 3 nuts. Just a little tip, I'm putting a little blue tape on this nut to hold it on the socket because some of those are a little hard to reach in there, and I don't want to lose the nut. All right, got the plastic back in place. You can see my little blue tape that was holding the nut onto the wrench. I will now push the carpet back, connect up the 2 wires on this top plate, and put the torque screw back in, and then go take it for a test drive. Okay, one last pointer. When putting this trim piece back on, just notice that there's a little slot right here that goes on this clip right here on the side. So make sure you get that in place first, and then you can snap all the joints back in place. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. All right, I took the car on a significant test drive and it did not fix the problem. The engine does not shut off automatically when you pull up to a red light like it's supposed to. So I think the next step from what I read is could be a weak battery. And also from what I read, the battery is what actually runs the starter motor, and this auxiliary battery runs the power inside the car while the engine is shut off. But it's required to function properly for this feature to work. So I'm going to do a separate video on replacing the battery and see if that solves the problem. Thanks for watching.